You might know me as Joel. I'm a founder of Framer. And I want to welcome you to our Friday show and tell. I need to be louder, Brian? Yeah? All right, thanks. All right. Welcome to our show and tell. This is a thing that was that started out in the community, and one of the first times I remember looking at a show and tell was I think in Seattle, where a group of people just learned the basics of I think some coffee script thing in Framer Studio, and they showed it off to each other. It was just a box rotating, and everybody got really excited about it. We thought it was really cool. It's always been a big part of the Framer community to just show whatever you made with Framer. And we actually also have this at Framer now as a company. So every Friday, we get people from around the product to show off whatever they made that week. So we thought it'd be fun to have that here at Framer Loupe as well. I hope you enjoyed all the workshops today. You learned a bunch of stuff, and now we want to take a second to look at some people's work and see how creative they got with Framer in the last couple of months. So the first one is going to be Max. Max works at Zoom, and I'm not going to steal away more of your introduction, so I'll give it over to Max.
Is this working? Cool. Awesome, yeah, so my name is Max. I'm a product designer at Zoom, and I have 5 minutes, so that's enough about me. I'm going to show you guys some cool stuff. So, first thing I want to jump into is show off power of overrides, and this is something I worked on actually pretty recently. This is a really quick prototype, and what this is showing off is I have a code editor here, and this is a code component, and then I have a code component over here that takes in JSON data and it just renders that information. So if I jump to this prototype that I posted in Netlify, you can see here's my JSON code over here. And what's cool is this is the production JSON code that's used in our app. So let's say I wanted to start playing with this. And so say I started copying this. You'll see real-time edits are being made to the right-hand side. This template is being real-time changed, so you'll see this title here. Let's say I wanted to start changing this. Everything's real-time. Let's say I wanted to start changing this. Let's say that's red. And then maybe I want to test out dark mode really quickly. So this was super quick prototype of showing, hey, what would a bot template look like when I'm a developer, and quickly testing this. And this didn't exist beforehand, and this took about 2 hours to make. So now we have something tangible and easy to test. Next thing I want to start showing is, I don't know if you guys attended Steve's session, but he went over JSON rendering. So I'm not going to go too deep into that, but what's cool about that is you can do things like pulling from a JSON file. Let's say I started changing this name. Let's say this is other person, whatever. And I save this, instantly starts changing. And so I can start rendering this data based off of some JSON, which is really cool. And if you have that on hand, it starts showing real use cases and what your product actually looks like. What I want to jump to next is something I like to do, and this is called randomized data. And what's cool about this is it takes in an array and just randomly spits out a value. And what's really valuable about this is, in this prototype, I'm going to randomly grab an avatar, randomly grab a name, randomly grab text, randomly grab number of reactions, randomly grab number of comments that randomly have all those other things. So there's millions of possibilities. So every time I hit Command R, every single time, this loads fresh and it gives you a new look. Because I think we're all used to seeing these static mockups that have the same bubbles or same avatar images across your entire design workflow. So now you can randomize that, have real workflow, real use case. And in this case, this is just a code component I can share to a chat designer. And so in this case, let's say they want to come here and start adding on reactions. Maybe they want to comment, hey, this is cool. And start adding comments. I can go through. What's also cool is you can bake in probability. So likewise, there's 20 replies here, and maybe this is not a high percentage chance. So there's 5% chance throughout this prototype that this many comments will show up. So this is giving a super realistic view with no real data. I just made this up, and so it's really cool. But this is all randomized data, so you can't actually chat with anyone. So in this case, what if you could take that up a notch? And in this case, I want to show you hooking up a Firebase. So in this case, I can have two prototypes talk to one another. And what's super valuable about this is now this is starting to feel more and more like a real chat product. I can actually send messages. So I can say, hey, I have a new message over here. Hey,
What?
How are you? And so now I can send this to a friend, we can start chatting, and this is great. And so, this is getting closer and closer to what the real product is about. And so I want to ensure, so I recently wrote an article, so everything I just showed, you can come in here and I cut it down to less than 40 lines of code snippets, and you can see exactly how to do those things. But I want to start relaying this to what I do. So I work at Zoom, and I work on video conferencing. So the big question here is, okay, I can do this with chat, and I can use Firebase, but how can I do this with videos and getting that immersive experience? So traditionally, what I was using on Zoom was something kind of like this, where I would have a camera component, and maybe I have a looping video. So in this case, now you can see I have my camera, and it looks like I'm in a Zoom meeting. It feels, it kind of like mimics it, but I know I'm not in a meeting, so it doesn't have that same impact. But what if I could join a Zoom meeting in Framer and use this as my daily driver? So what I want to do next is, so I created this code component here, and you can see it takes in a meeting ID here. And that's all you have to plug in. And then you'll start seeing. So what's impactful about that is this is starting to show I can potentially start using this prototype as a daily driver. And any change I want to make to the in-meeting experience, I can test. And maybe I want to move a button around. Maybe I want to update the interface. Maybe I want to do some of these things. I can test. I can send this to our highest stakeholders and let them test for weeks. And this is going to be super impactful moving forward. And then what I want to end on next is everything I showed you. This isn't just to show what's possible in Framer, but what you can do in Framer. So my background, I learned 100% of programming in Framer Classic. And going to Framer X, it was trying to learn as much as you could, and the community, just as Kuhn was talking about, like, it's so strong. Coming from no experience in HTML, CSS, JavaScript, anything, I couldn't create a website if I wanted to, and now I feel comfortable making anything. So this is really just a testament of less than a year, anyone in this room can get to a level where you can create anything you'd like. And so this isn't so far out, you have to be some insane developer. I'm not a developer, I'm only a designer. So this is, that's all I have, so cool.